Hello, my Sagittariuses. Welcome to your bonus reading for June. Yeah, so once a month I do a bonus reading for whichever video got the most views, and it seems it was Sagittarius this time round, which is awesome. I, of course, am Joni Vovo, a drag artist based in Sydney, Australia, in Sydney's inner west. And this is Vovo Drag Tarot. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. Had a gig tonight, ran my own show, if I must say so myself. It was just over at the Duke in Enmore. It's called Cryptic Cabaret. We do it once a month. If you're in Sydney, please come along. I'm dressed a little... so we'll keep that to a minimum for YouTube. Please don't report or ban me. Where was I? So, you know the drill. I use a Rider-Waite deck. I do a Celtic cross. We look at your current situation, problem you might be facing, some advice, and a potential outcome. And also to say, I say this every video, but you've got free will, so make your own choices. And this is perhaps just a chance for you to have a bit more clarity and insight about your situation. So I'll give the cards just one more shuffle. All right, I want to do one more shuffle. Okay, there we go. All right, let's start. Your current situation. The King of Swords. Okay, so you're very much in a situation where you're using your head to process your situation, to live out of, to communicate, to make decisions, to move through the world. You're very much using logic and reason to navigate at the moment. You know, all cards have pros and cons. The king perhaps might just be putting their heart aside for the moment. That can be good at times. Sometimes you have to do that. Could be bad. Sometimes it's not helpful. But you're very much just using your intellect and rational mind to navigate at the moment. But it might also mean you're a very clear communicator. You might be very calm, cool, collected, and able to say your opinion very clearly and succinctly in a way that people listen and understand. So that's where you're at the moment. Let's look at the immediate past. And we've got, the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is about home. It's about feeling like you belong, that you have a place and people around you and a life where it gives you that deep sense of belonging and safety and acceptance and love. So that was what's in your past. So I'm curious to know how you went from this to living in your headspace. Let's keep going. What's coming up in your immediate future? Oh, okay. So Three of Cups is about friends, community, celebrating, having fun, just letting loose, being free-spirited, very much about play. So that's an interesting turn of events. Gone from home to very much using your rational mind to socializing and playing. Okay, I sometimes pull extra cards to clarify. I don't quite see how this journey is linked yet, but we'll continue and we'll see what emerges. So let's look at the cross energy, and that's very much the challenge you might currently be facing, the situation, area of growth, area of wisdom. So the cross energy. Oh, the King of Cups, upside down. That's very interesting. So we've got the current situation is the King of Swords up, right up, and then the challenge is the King of Cups upside down. So it seems The challenge is something has thrown you out of balance. The King of Cups, I would say, has a wonderful balance of the heart and the mind. They generally have quite a depth of understanding of both and are in tune with both. So it's upside down, which means something has thrown that completely out of whack and completely out of balance, which is why you've retreated to the head. This doesn't make sense. The heart and mind don't align. So you had to pick one and you went with the head because for now that was safer and made more sense. All right, I don't know what it is that threw you out, but that's the current challenge that you're facing. Let's keep going. And again, I might pull some clarifiers as we go, but let's just see what unfolds for now. What you're aware of about the situation. Okay. So the Ten of Wands is about carrying a burden. It's not always a negative meaning like that. You can also see that this person, the burden they're carrying is the Ten of Wands harvest. Once they get home with that harvest, they'll put it down, but then they've got 10 of Wands at their home that they've harvested. So it was hard work. So it seems that, and it was upside down. So what you're aware of is that you're very much wanting to put those 10 Wands down, very much wanting to release a burden. It's probably been something that's very heavy that you've been carrying for a while, that you've realized isn't sustainable. And perhaps it's not something you want to do anymore. It's time. It's time to put it down. So perhaps whatever this situation was that has thrown you out relates to this burden that you're carrying. And it seems that you're very much wanting to look back, move on to being, just living life and being lighthearted again. I'm going to say as well, it seems that whatever you threw you out, because this was the immediate past, I would say it's challenged your sense of home. That you had a sense of belonging, a sense of safety, then something happened, maybe family life, maybe romantic life, maybe you got an eviction notice, something came in to disrupt this. I'm surprised the Tower hasn't come out, maybe it will. That sense of home and belonging has been thrown out of balance. And, you know, we get very emotionally attached to our home, our family, our belonging. So, and when that gets thrown out, that can completely throw the heart space out. So it makes sense that you've gone to the head. And then it seems there's some burden related to this, something within that family, relational, partner, whatever life. There's something that needs to be put down for you to return to, I guess, stability again. And it looks as well like this card is about socializing and about friends, but it's not necessarily home. So it seems that even though perhaps your roots or your stability or your grounding has been shook, you're hoping to maybe you're probably trying to find connection and belonging again, perhaps in a social context with friends, which is great, which is wonderful. It's not a bad thing. But if for a time, family, romantic interest, if that sense of home has been rattled and is gone, and it's burdensome, then it looks like for a time you're going to find that fulfillment in your friends and your social network. Again, not a bad thing. And it happens in life. One part of our life might collapse. You lose your job and you're like, oh, well, I'm going to, for now, invest in my family because, you know, we need to we do what we can to find balance and stability. All right, let's see what you are unaware of about this situation. Okay, Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is about working hard, and it can be about mastery and repetition and leveling up, but it's very much about doing the hard yards to, you know, if you're in a job, you work really hard so you can get a promotion. If you're in a relationship, you work really hard so the relationship can grow and build. So this came in upside down. And so I'm going to tie this to this burden you want to put down. It seems, because it's upside down, I would say that you've probably worked really hard, maybe burnt yourself out, used up all your resources, and you're probably just exhausted. And this might be a situation where you're looking to walk away or create distance because you can't sustain this hard work anymore. It's too big a burden for you to carry. Oh, Sagittarius. How are you doing? This is a bit heavy. I hope you're okay. Tap out if you need to. Otherwise, we'll see where this goes. We've still got a few more cards. Let's look at the advice about this situation. Of course, rest. Four of Swords. There's a lot going on here. A lot of emotional turmoil, probably mental anguish. This feels like a family reading. It feels like there's a big burden. You've been working really hard in this situation and you're tired, you're exhausted, you're burnt out. The advice is it's time for rest. Very much. And if we tie it back here, rest might be just going full on hermit mode and sleeping, just binge watching something, but it also might be just having light fun with friends. It's easy. It's not a burden. You get joy and energy out of it. So rest, in whatever form that looks like for you. Let's look at external factors. The moon. Oh, that's the second time the moon's come out today. So this is about doing some of the deeper inner work. Well, no, two things actually. I think because all of this is in relationship to your sense of stability and belonging at home, it's probably got you questioning what that actually is to you and what that actually means. If you've been investing a lot, but it's led you to this crunch point that's created this emotional instability, it's probably going to make you question, what is family to you? What is home to you? What does it mean to belong and to be loved and to give and to receive? What's your family dynamic? What's your relationship dynamic? What stories are you telling yourself? What situations are you putting yourself into? So it's very much about doing that inner work, but it's also about seeing things for what they are and not an illusion or a fantasy or a story. It's really tricky. Relationships and families, we bring a lot. We're programmed, you know, from kids, we're programmed to believe this is what love is, this is what family is, this is what my role in family is. And so there's the two parts, the external of what's the story that we're all playing and contributing to, but then also what's the story that's going on inside me that I believe about this situation, believe about myself. All right, so that's, yeah, I'll say that one again. It was sitting in external factors. So it's about seeing things for what they are, not what we project or not what we want to see either. This is very intense. I hope you're doing all right. Let's look at hopes and fears. Okay. This is a tricky one for hopes and fears. I'm just going to say the meaning of the card. So Five of Swords is about conflict, but I would say it's also about winning at all costs. I'm not quite sure what to say about that in terms of hopes and fears. I'll just say, maybe look at the dynamics that you're in. How are people engaging with each other? How are they talking to each other? How are they treating each other? Is it a situation where people are working towards the greatest good, where everyone wins? Or are there people, or are you trying to win at all costs? Sorry, that's really harsh. And I'm struggling to read the meaning of this card, where it's sitting in the reading. But yeah, this is a hope and fear. So maybe your fear is that you'll have to really battle and fight to get through this situation. Maybe your hope is that you won't have to resort to this. That's how I'm going to read it. All right, last one, potential outcome. And again, you've got free will, make your own choices. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. Upside down. So the Wheel of Fortune is all about lessons. And the reason it's a wheel is because we often end up repeating cycles in our life. Whatever context that is, job, a friendship group, relationship, whatever it might be. And as you go through life, you might notice that patterns repeat themselves. That you get into a relationship, and then the same dynamics happen with each person that you date. You might get into a job, and you realize that each dynamic you have with your boss or coworkers ends up being the same pattern. So sitting in the possible outcome or most likely outcome, it's upside down. I'm just going to say, this is a chance for you to break a cycle and learn a lesson and not repeat the same cycle. It's upside down. So again, I'm going to just say this as a challenge and a warning. You currently have an opportunity to learn a lesson and break a cycle. Just also going to point out, we had the moon. Some deep excavation's going to have to happen. And I'm also going to point out, sorry, what's coming up in your future is just lighthearted fun and brevity. I'm just going to say, are you maybe missing a few steps and just rushing to this? Sorry, not trying to be harsh. Just reading the cards as I see them. We've had a lot of things here about doing some work, breaking some cycles, seeing things for what they are, having some rest, putting down a burden. You've got that chance and opportunity to do that. Either way, you're going to end up back here living life, having fun, but maybe just don't just... I'm not giving advice. I don't do that. Just saying, you know, this is very appealing. It's fun. It's lighthearted. No stress. No drama. Sounds good. This other stuff sounds hard, but sounds like there might be some value in it. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there. Okay. Let's look at the bottom of the deck, just out of curiosity. Okay, I'm just going to say, 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords. And then we get back to the Queen of Wands. So yeah, maybe I'm going to leave it there. All right, Sagittarius, leave your comments below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.